Welcome to video number 36. This one's all about Mary Curie. Who was Mary Curie? What did she do with chemistry? Why does she warrant us studying her? This is an actual picture of her. She discovered two elements, radium and polonium. She was the first woman in France to earn a PhD or a doctorate, and she won two Nobel Prizes in 1903 and 1911, and she was the first woman to win one and then let alone win two. So she was pretty astonishing. She's pretty important to chemistry for us. Her work was primarily with radioactive elements. Science didn't understand at the time that radioactivity was bad and toxic and actually produced cancer. She actually died of leukemia or maybe some other form of cancer that was most likely brought on by just her work. So she actually died for her work, so we owe her a lot. Now, what is radium? Radium is one of the elements that she discovered with her husband Pierre. He actually later died in a horse-drawn carriage accident. He actually got run over by a carriage. And her life, there's a lot of different things in her life. There's some scandal in her life, and you can read about that when you guys do your project. But back to radium here. So the atomic number is 88. It was actually used for illuminating clocks in the 1900s, so you could actually see the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of stuff. There's a story that goes that she used to have a piece of radium by her bed, right on her nightstand, because it gave off a lovely glow. And unfortunately, that's probably what led to her death, is that it gave off radioactivity the whole time. Polonium is one of the other elements that she discovered. She named it for Poland, where she was born. Its atomic number is 84. It's a metalloid, right, of category, so that means it has properties of both a metal and a nonmetal. It's a solid at room temperature. It's in group 16, or it's in the oxygen family as well. Polonium came into play and kind of on the scene in the Manhattan group, which you guys would know worked on the bomb during World War II. It's actually a good source of atomic heat energy as well. It's bad, of course, because it's radioactive, so you have to, lots of precautions. I'm going to show you guys a short bio video that I found of her. It's 3 minutes, so hang tight. We'll do that next here.
Marie Curie was a pioneer in the field of radiation research and the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in 2 different categories.
Mary Curie was a towering scientific intellect in a Victorian era when opportunities for women and opportunities for women academically especially were extremely few and far between.
Marie Curie was born Maria Sklodowska in Warsaw, Poland on November 7, 1867 to a family of prominent educators.
She had to study underground because she wasn't able to be accepted into the men-only University of Warsaw. She then had to leave the country to get her PhD. She was the first woman to receive a PhD degree from a French university.
She came to Paris for education and met Pierre Curie.
Marie shared lab space with fellow scientist Pierre Curie. They were married in 1895 and had 2 daughters, Irene and Eve. Marie trained Irene to be her assistant, and in 1935, Irene won a Nobel Prize as well.
Marie Curie and her husband began studying the radiation and the properties of uranium.
Marie and Pierre's main discoveries were the ability to isolate the radioactive elements, which came from the uranium-based ore called pitchblende. They discovered 2 new radioactive elements, radium and polonium, which is named for Marie's country of birth, Poland.
In 1903, Marie and Pierre were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, along with Professor Henri Becquerel. Marie was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize.
Curie and her husband were absolutely single-minded in the pursuit of their research. In fact, when they were awarded the Nobel Prize, they refused to go and accept the prize personally because it would interfere with their research.
Pierre Curie died from a horse carriage accident in 1906. Despite this loss, Marie continued their work and was offered her husband's teaching position, becoming the first female professor at the Sorbonne.
Curie's research was key in understanding the effects of radioactivity and in quantifying those effects on living cells. She really established the field of radiation therapy for cancer.
Marie Curie made history again when she was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1911. She was the first woman to win 2 Nobel Prizes.
It was through Curie's research that medical use of X-rays became really a possibility.
During the First World War, Marie Curie herself carried many portable X-ray pieces of equipment to the front lines to help the wounded.
Curie founded the Radium Institute to continue her research. Due to her prolonged exposure to radiation, she contracted leukemia and died in 1934.
Marie Curie is such a role model, especially for a woman in science. The impact of her work, the scientific integrity, and the drive that she had is truly an inspiration to all of us today.